Are you looking for the best SMG in Escape from Tarkov? Whether you're after an early wipe workhorse or an endgame monster, I've ranked every submachine gun in the game to help you pick the right tool for the right job. Stick around as we break down which ones dominate the battlefield and which ones you should just avoid. This will be a comprehensive breakdown to ensure you make the right choice for your raids. Starting with our D tier SMGs. These SMGs struggle due to poor fire rate, bad ammo options, or just limited utility. They might serve a purpose early on, but they quickly get overshadowed. Let's start with the PP-19. With a slow 700 rounds per minute fire rate, the PP-19 lacks stopping power compared to other SMGs. It's cheap and fine early wipe, but it quickly becomes obsolete. Even with AP ammo, it struggles to be a viable option against armored opponents, especially into the late game. Up next is the gun I hate the most easily on this list. That is the STM-9. A semi-auto SMG that feels more like a pistol with a stock. It has a high accuracy, sure, but it's impractical for full auto engagement. While some may enjoy its controllability, the lack of fire rate really makes it a poor choice for intense fights, as you're always going to be outshot. Next is the scab favorite, the Kettle B. This offers little value outside of meme builds. With weak ammo, slow reloads, and limited modding options, it keeps it at the bottom of my list here. If you find yourself using this on a PMC run, you're already in trouble, I can tell. To end off our D tier, we have the SR2M, aka the Shrimp. It's a fast-firing SMG, sure, with limited ammo availability however. Without access to good rounds, it's a tough sell. While it does have a rapid fire rate, the fact that it lacks effective ammo makes it unreliable against geared opponents, and then the modding options are really just not there compared to other guns on this list. Moving on to C tier, these have some potential, but they do get outclassed by better options later on. They aren't the worst, but they do require specific scenarios to be effective. Starting with the Timmy's first SMG, we have the MP5, a solid early game weapon with great modding choices, but it does get outshined once better ammo and guns become available. Now it is easy to control, cheap to buy and mod, but when you have access to the fleet, you will likely drop it for better options in the same caliber. Until then, it is one of the best starting SMGs for Timmy. A spray and play classic with a 71 round drum mag and 1000 rounds. Yes, I'm talking classic PPSH. But it does have low penetration ammo, which makes it kind of unreliable. Gun is great for taking down unarmored targets. Once you face for a higher, you may as well be throwing pebbles at your opponents. I would only recommend this one as a secondary if you're hunting Kolontai, due to his baton's debuff, which causes your guns to jam, as the PPSH cannot jam. So we're gonna place this in C tier. Moving on to our B tier, which stands for better but not the best. These are solid options, but they do have some trade-offs that prevent them from being the top tier. Starting with the MPX. Now this is a versatile SMG with great modding options. It has a drum mag, and it boasts a 850 rounds per minute fire rate, but it does fall short of top tier options. While it is better than the MP5, it still struggles against late game armor as well as other late game SMGs, so we're gonna keep that by in B tier. Next up is the early game powerhouse with cheap, hard-hitting 45 ACP rounds. Yes, it's none other than UMP-45. Now it is limited by its 25 round mag. It's reliable though, and it's effective against lightly armored targets, but against class 5 and 6 armor, it does lose effectiveness fast based on the caliber and just the fact you're limited to the 25 round mags. That's why I'm calling it the early game powerhouse, as it really only excels early game, but when it does excel, it excels better than most guns at that level. So pre-15, this is definitely an SMG you want to pick up. So without further ado, we're just going to drop that over in B tier. To cap off our B tier, we have the MP9N variant specifically. This is one of the cheapest SMGs with a fast fire rate, but it's limited by small mags and high recoil. Now its affordability makes it a decent choice early wipe, but like a lot of lower tier options in this list, you're going to get better options as you progress. The reason I'm choosing the N version specifically is due to the fact that the modding options are superior and you can have a decent stock on there versus the standard MP9. Wouldn't really run the MP9, but hey, if that's your cup of tea is some pain, welcome to Tarkov, baby. Moving on to A tier, buckle up and wake up, because these are the SMGs that are highly effective and reliable choices that can hold their own in most fights, only losing to the S tier. We have the P90 starting off with a high fire rate, solid ammo choices, and minimal recoil, which make this a favorite for many. The only downside I can see is the slow mag loading, since it only has the one type of mag, and reloading that thing is worse than playing a game sometimes. Now, if you are willing to deal with cumbersome reload speed, it is a fantastic weapon to run. Typically, I recommend this when you get to mid to late wipe, as your stats kind of make it a little bit easier to run. Moving on to the Vector 9x19 version. This is also a fast firing and easily modifiable SMG that performs well with the 50 round Glock mags, those big ball mags, and the right ammo. Now, the ability to mod this to an extremely controllable state makes it a deadly option for high intensity fights, and pretty easy even on a budget. Like, you don't need much to make this gun good. That's why it's solidly in A tier. Now, the last one, which you might not have seen coming, we have the Uzi Pro pistol variant. This is the best variant of the Uzi family at 1075 rounds per minute. It easily beats out the true SMG version, and the ability to equip a suppressor makes it deadly in close quarters and beats out the other Uzi Pro version. Now, while the recoil for this one specifically can be a little bit bouncy if you're using the right ammo, it also absolutely shreds in close range encounters. Just be prepared to change that magazine before you blink. Now, last little bit before I place this in A tier, if you haven't tried this out, go ahead and factory and just zip around with it. You're gonna have such a blast. Now, the part you really have been waiting for. This is the S tier SMGs, the best of the best. We have 2 guns left, so it's kind of easy to figure out which one's which. But we're going to be starting with the Vector 45 ACP. This is one of the best SMGs in the game, obviously, boasting a 1100 RPM and high damage and fantastic modding options. It can rip through armor effortlessly with the right ammo, making it a go-to weapon for many high-level players. And if you want to just run some whip ammo and some flesh ammo and just aim for people's legs, you can melt them faster than you would even be able to believe. Definitely give it a shot if you just want to be able to skip armor altogether, as it makes melting people so fast and fun. Not for them, obviously. So that goes right in S tier. Next, we have my favorite gun on the list. We went from the most hated gun to the best gun. We have the MP7A2, specifically the A2 version. A1 not really worth your time. This runs 4x30mm, but this beast tears through armor and remains one of the most effective SMGs in Tarkov. It has almost no downsides to it. Now, if you can get access to the APSX ammo, it becomes one of the deadliest weapons in the game, as it has virtually no recoil and just practically laser beaming armor penetrating rounds into your opponents. Now, if I did have to say there was a downside to this, I would say it's the massive bug that BSG has refused to fix for years with flashlights. You might have seen it in this upcoming clip, but with flashlights, there's a bit of a bug with the shadow, which can kind of be annoying and disorienting, so just be prepared for that. Once you play with it enough, you will easily get used to it, so it's not really a problem, but just be aware. So that's my full SMG tier list. Did I rank your favorite SMG correctly? Drop a comment below if I didn't, and let me know your thoughts. If you found this guide helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more Tarkov content. I'll see you in next raid, and stay safe and happy hunting.